Go live. Attempting to go live. See how it goes. It looks like it's there. It is there with the picture way off to the side. It doesn't look like it's really live. It's not actually doing anything. So let's see. Ray, can you tell me if that is actually live? Because I'm not getting it. Oh, it says?
Yeah, it says live. The red thing is on.
Cool.
It says live. Do you know the pen for Emily's laptop in the art room?
I do not.
Alright.
That would be an Emily
She's not
thing.
here.
All right, everybody, we are live. Hello, how are you? Typically, this shows up and I watch it here and have the comments there, but right now I can't see anything. So we're trying to figure this out because, you know, when you do stuff live, it's just always, well, you know, it just is what it is. And sometimes you have to adapt and overcome. And there we are. Now I got it. Now let's just make sure we got sound. Test the sound here because we do everything live. Hey, live, sound. We got sound. All right. So I'm going to turn this down, but I can see your comments. We'll look at some comments here. Rafi says hello. Hey, Rafi. How are you, buddy? Mr. Steinmates, hello. How are you? Rachel, hello. How are you? Okay. I know the name, but I don't know the name. So hello. All right. And Alex is out there. Hello, everyone. All right, guys. We're going to get started today with, as you saw in the beginning, how to ask for help. Well, that's weird. This is an employment thing. Why is your hat on? All right. Well, it is there.
Excuse me.
A little bit.
All right.
Weirdly, it should be working again. Let's check and see. We should be live again, but we're going to check. And it's still not coming up here. It's very weird. Let's try again. Hope everyone's
Doing
doing
anything
okay.
over there?
No, it's still what you guys just did.
Yeah, so it's all
Okay.
the
Still
scrolling.
Now
stuff
it
coming
said, now they said, now much better. Nice shirt wearing for you look dapper.
up. Oh, well, thank you. I always prefer
That's
to
Rafi.
I always prefer to look dapper. I'm not getting the string.
Hello everyone.
here.
I don't know who
Let's
Locust
see.
86 is.
Hi, everybody.
All right, so when you're trying to ask for help, sometimes you gotta ask for help. I got some help behind the camera there, and we got some help out there. And now if I could just get some help from my phone, would be in good shape. But we'll see right here if this does it. That didn't do it. We're gonna give it one more shot here, and see if we can get this to come up. In the meantime,
As you can see, don't ask me to help with this stuff, though, okay?
here we go.
Muhammad said, fire the camera guy. Really, Bo?
You're kind of the camera guy right now.
Okay,
so that's
we
good.
got it. We got it.
All right.
We got it.
Wow, thank you.
We got it. We got it.
We're
All
back
right.
on, everybody.
Okay. Yes, we are back. And what are we talking about? So, in case we lost the feed, which it seems like we did a little bit, we're talking about help. How help can help you in the job hunting and asking for help. It's very important. Zach is here to talk about his role in the asking for help. And because we're doing things a little bit different, I'm leading the way.
All right.
How about that?
Let's go for
Yeah.
it. Let's
So
do it.
Zach's going to talk about his role in helping people. And then we got a few folks here that have experienced the help and why it's important. So Zach, tell us a little bit about what you do here at BCDI and how it applies to asking for help.
Well, what I do at VCDI is I do help individuals look for independent employment. Now, and part of that help, it's very important actually to ask for help, Carl. It's important to come up and ask for help because sometimes that help could be helping you get guided in the right direction. Some it could be helping work on maybe the application. If you need help with the application, those things can be scary.
Well, and they're all online these days.
my gosh.
And it's not just the paper application is online. You just fill out the paper application. There's like a process involved. You got to do different things, submit things, get emails. So it's not just as straightforward sometimes as they make it sound.
Oh, no, it's not. I mean, it's everything from remembering your password because you have to log on to the site. I mean, there's a lot of work to it, guys. And what I like to do is I like to shoulder some of that burden for you by helping you out. So you don't have to say, for example, remember all those passwords. I don't mind helping out with things like that. Obviously, too, resume. If you have no idea what your resume is or how to even get started, that's the first thing I would help anybody here with. I recommend if you have not seen me, I'm just throwing this out, Carl. If you have not seen me about a resume, come in. You can ask those who've done it with me. It's very painless, and we're done within 15, 20 minutes. And you can ask these guys a little later, but you see a sense of accomplishment, a sense of relief off the face, and it's really good. And then, so those are some of the things.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, and if you've got.
Well, so for me, writing the resume, even though my resume is decent, if I was to have to touch it up and get it ready to send off to a new job, it is stressful.
Yes.
It's really stressful. And it's not, I mean, it's cool to there's a cool part to it is, oh, look at the cool things I've done, and I'm really proud of myself and what I'm putting down. But at the same time, you're being judged very heavily on that. So it's stressful to do it alone, to have someone kind of help you and encourage you and stuff like that. I mean,
Well, I know one of the things that we talk about a lot, you guys. I do this group every Tuesday, 11 o'clock, okay? So if you're interested, talk to Clayton, talk to Gabrielle, see if you guys can be a part of the group. But one of the things I do talk about is I look at what we do as a 50-50, you guys. So I'm willing to do 50% of the work and help out. I want to shoulder that burden. I know yesterday I told him, I go, come to me, let me shoulder the burden. We had just some simple things that can be helped out with. You know what? Take that off your plate. I mean, getting a job is nerve-wracking in itself. Filling out an application is nerve-wracking in itself. Have somebody take some of the things that might make you nervous away.
well, just the
so
part
you can
where
focus.
it's like, if you're going through the application, if there's something that's like the question is worded weird,
Yes.
someone to bounce that off of makes a big difference. Otherwise, for myself, it's like now I'm stuck. I'm worried about that question. I don't really want to move on.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like now I can keep going. Okay, got some help on that question. Now I can keep going. Another question comes up, or I don't have some information. Crap! I don't know what my social security number is. I don't have a card. Now I start freaking out. I got someone that's gonna kind of help me through that, talk me through it, help problem solve.
Problem solving is actually, Carl, actually, Carl brings up a good point again, actually. The problem solving actually, believe it or not, comes up quite a bit, because we do come across those things. Someone maybe doesn't remember their social security card or the number, or they don't have it with them. And in some of the applications online, they ask for these things. And so, yes, Carl brings up a great point. Those are areas where, we can reach out. I can reach out to your family, or if you give me permission to, or we can, I can help guide you to make the phone call. I just feel like, it's, I like helping. So guys, so the more you're in there, the more I can do for you.
And one of our viewers has a really good point. It's just a blanket statement in all caps. It's hard to find a job.
It's hard to find work.
It's hard. Even though there's lots of opportunities out there, and there truly is, in spite of what you see on the news or may have seen on the news about lots of layoffs and jobs and stuff like that, there is actually a lot of opportunity out there. But that doesn't mean that it's like right at your fingertips and super easy to acquire. And if you're not like super savvy about all this job related stuff, even guys like us that are, it's still scary, and having some help is pretty awesome. So speaking of having, it was actually Christina. Thank you, Christina, for that.
Good question, Christina.
Yes.
Or good statement.
Alex says, don't hesitate to ask for help, but Alex will tell you it's scary to ask for help sometimes.
Guys, yes, you know what? It is scary to ask for help. Sometimes we feel like we should, we feel like we should know what we're doing. I get scared about various things, you guys. I want you guys to all know this. There's various things I get scared about. I actually bring up a lot of my fears during that group. And Carl can attest to this because I use Carl as my example a lot of times. Carl might tell me something. I might not understand what Carl told me. So guess what I do? I ask Carl, can you please sit down and show me what you did? Because that is my learning style. So you guys, if I'm not meeting your need, feel free to say, no, that's not working for me, Zach. Can you show me a little bit?
We got a good question that kind of bleeds into that a little bit. Okay, I'm totally forgetting who told me this was. Sky Winters on here said, why is it scary to ask for help? I'll tell you why it's scary to ask for help. It's a little bit different for everybody, but there's a certain amount of embarrassment asking for help, a little bit of shame asking for help. Like Zach was saying, I should know what I'm doing, but I don't. You know, that's a little bit of embarrassing and can be shameful. The other big thing is for many people, especially asking for help to get a job, getting a job is scary. Maybe they've never had a job before. It's a big commitment and a big responsibility, and I'm scared and I'm nervous and I'm not sure that I'm ready to take it on. That's one of the biggest reasons to ask for help, especially from this guy, because this guy really cares and respects that nervousness, that fear, and can help. And people can help you, family members can help you work through the fear and discomfort. Maybe it's not a fast process. Maybe it takes a little while. Hey, we're not rushing into getting the job. Let's start with just doing an application, see where we're at. Okay, great. We did a test application. Let's write a resume, see where we're at. Start building some of the comfort and confidence around it. That's why it's so important to ask for help, because if you don't ask for help, you just can't start.
Well, you bring up a great point there, and you can't start. And then also, too, you know, as much as, you know, it'd be an awesome skill. I'm telling every one of you out there, right, to read minds, but we can't read minds. So if you're in a spot that, you know, you're just kind of like, you know what, let us know what your need is so we can help that and help meet that need. I think that's very important. And then if you don't quite know what your need is as well, I've had discussions with individuals, and you know what we've done? We've sat down and just wrote down what all their interests are. We've just write down what their interests are,
Right.
and you know what? That helps that individual get on a path to what they might want to seek. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to help you guys. There's so many ways I can be a part of the process. And I understand, too, not asking. Sometimes we want to do everything independently, and I get that. I respect that 100%. But at the same time, you know what? It's okay to slow down, ask for help, and get a little helping hand. Because all of us who are independent, we had to get help to get to where we're independent.
Yeah.
All right? And we're still not solely independent, you guys.
And in all aspects of life, asking for help is a good thing. I want to do a couple comments here, and we're going to bring some folks in.
Yeah.
Mo had a really good question. Mo, I wrote your question down. I'm going to come back to it after we talk to our guests. It's going to feed into my answer to that. But really good question. Thank you for putting that out there. A lot of good comments, so I'm really happy for you guys. You guys are focusing on this and putting some good stuff down. Let's see. Rafi said some people need teamwork if they can't do things alone. So right, asking for help. It's teamwork. It's good. It's good.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then Alex wrote, it may be hard to get a job because of filling out resumes for the job and getting interviews for the job. Yes, filling out the resume and the interviews, they can all be scary, but we can work on those here where it's safe and comfortable and dial in the things that we need to do to be successful in those roles. And then Yvonne wrote, if y'all aren't ready to get a job, go to Zach's office. He can help you think about it. That's beautiful. That's exactly why we're doing this. Good job. She summed
Thanks,
it up
Yvonne.
right there. Yeah.
Thanks, Yvonne.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. And Marissa has a really good one.
Oh, wonderful.
Volunteering looks good on a job application.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's actually asking to do volunteer work, which we do a ton of. That's a great thing to start building that confidence. That's a big piece of help right there.
I recommend, and I recommend this to everybody. If you haven't gone out and you haven't volunteered, and you know what? Ask Clayton. He'll get you out there, and you know what? You'll get a taste of what it's like, and you're going to get to do it with peers and a staff. So you're going to be able to ask all the questions you need. You're going to get all the support you need. And then also, too, you're going to be able to walk and overcome some of those fears.
You're doing the teamwork piece. You're doing it as a team.
In a team.
In a safe place and with a good comfort zone. You're not doing it alone. You're not alone. That's actually a really big piece. Sometimes through this whole process, we feel alone in the process. Asking for help takes away the alone piece. Okay.
Well, and one thing too, Carl, I've always said is, this environment is the perfect environment for us to make our mistakes.
Yeah.
Because we can learn from them and we can grow from them here and we get support here. Whereas
No judgment.
No judgment. Whereas we get out in the work field or we get out independently, sometimes our mistakes are a little bit more, right? And so this is the perfect place to do it, you guys. It's okay, all right?
All right, so Zach has helped a ton of people over the years being here. Zach's been here 9 years now.
almost
9
9,
years.
yeah.
So it's a really long time. That's given him a great opportunity to help a lot of people. So he really is skilled at helping people with this. So take advantage of it while you're here, okay? We're going to talk to some of the folks right now that he has actually helped. Thank you, Zach, for coming.
Yeah, no,
Appreciate
Carl, I appreciate you having me on. Thank
All
you.
right. So today we had the awesome announcement this morning of one of our guys who took Zach's help and ran with it, and it took a little while. But there's good things about that. But today he got the word this morning. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Most of you already know. But Josh, come on in. Sharp dressed man, by the way.
Hello,
Look at this.
everybody.
First of all, before we jump into what's going on and what we're talking about here, I want to know that I know how you did this, but I want you to tell everybody the shirt and tie combination, purple on purple, bold choice, good looking. How did you go about picking that out?
It matches.
It matches. Did you go to one of those Macy's or something and pick out a set? Was it the tie with the shirt?
Funny thing is, I actually got this at Macy's.
All right. But was it a set? Was it the tie and the shirt? No? Brendan's saying no?
I picked it.
But was it the tie with the shirt? Or you picked them out separate? Okay, I stand corrected because I think
Okay.
you guys have told me that you've done that in the
Just
past.
so
right?
you know, Brennan knows a lot more than I do, so I'm just gonna put it
Brandon's
out
got a
there.
good- Brandon's got a good sense
So
of-
you asked for help, though?
Yes,
Oh,
I did.
nice.
Yes,
Good
I
point.
did.
Yeah. All right, so sharp dressed man. But the point I was getting at is you can go to Macy's, Dillard's, JCPenney's, department stores. A lot of them will have a shirt already with a tie combination for a deal. That is great because I suck at matching up clothes. So when I go to stores and I shop, no joke, when I go, I buy off the mannequin. I like that mannequin. I literally go and I get someone to help me go find all the clothes on the mannequin because I can't do it on my own. The shirt and the tie combinations, I suck at matching colors. I totally do. So if they've got the combos, I go right there and I find those combos. That's what I buy. All right. Okay. Enough about that piece because that's not why we're here. We're here to do what? Josh, what happened to you today?
All right, so Zach has helped me fill out a job application. We've looked at numerous jobs, looked at numerous places, and there's 2 save malts that we looked at. The first one was on Oakdale Road, and the second one was on Standiford across the street from my house. So I decided, what the heck. I decided as myself, go with it. So what I did was I went to Zach one
Asked for
day,
help.
asked for help, and he said, okay, let's do it. So I went into Zach's office one day, filled out the application, looked over all the questions carefully, and read them carefully. And I filled out the application. Went for an interview last week. Went for an interview last week on Wednesday. And today I called the manager at the Save Malt that I shop at, and he told me that they would like me on the team, told me that I would be a good addition, and I got the job.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So none of this happens. None of this happens
No.
without, number one,
asking for help.
Josh saying that I want to do this for myself. That was a key piece of what he said.
Yeah.
He wanted to do this for, he himself said, I'm going to go get a job. I'm going to do this. And then he said, I need help.
And believe it or not, guys, it took me a while to, have the courage and have the confidence to go to somebody like Zach and say, oh, I want to try this,
Yep.
A
A little scary.
And now that I've been walking through it, I feel better. Not gonna lie, the first time I was stressed about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But now, as I've gotten older, I feel like I've gotten more mature and more confidence building. Just in myself.
All those things happen from two things. One, him making the personal choice to do
Absolutely.
it, which is, that's tough work right there on its own.
Absolutely.
But then taking and asking help. Those two things now have him within his own independent employment, which is absolutely amazing.
and
It's a long road, it's difficult.
and
but
taking the initiative
the
too.
initiative, absolutely. Well, Josh, we got to get to Brendan. We're kind of running out on time, but really, everybody applaud Josh. Now, we're applauding Josh, and we're going to bring in Brendan, but they're only two of a much bigger story of how many folks we have out there with independent employment and how many are working on it. So really good on everybody. And thank you, Josh, for coming in. Congratulations on the job. Nice handshake,
you.
by the way. And we'll follow up with Josh after he gets going a little bit with the new job, which he starts this Friday, by the way.
Yes.
So good job, Josh. Good job. All right, Brennan, come on in here. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Good to see you. It's working on it. All right. So Brennan, same kind of story, a little bit different, but same kind of story. Brennan, how long have you been with VCDI?
VCDI as a whole for just about 8 or 9.
8 or 9 years. And kind of independent employment's been on one of your goals for a lot of those years.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's kind of been a bumpy road for you.
I do admit it has been. This would be considered my second job with Zach's help. And the first one didn't go so well. That's irrelevant though.
Well, it's irrelevant and it's not irrelevant.
Right.
Okay. So the good thing about that job, it taught you a lot about what you don't want to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? A lot of questions we should ask ahead of time. It wasn't all on Brennan. So a lot of things, it's just a big learning experience.
Right.
So it's not a negative in your past.
No.
It's a big learning experience.
Yeah.
And from that though, you had to kind of restart because I know it set you back a little ways.
Yeah.
It was kind of
it took me a while to get back into wanting to work, just even the want, let
Right.
alone the emotional side of it.
right.
Because when I was defeated, not gonna lie, I felt defeated.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel good for a while.
Yeah.
And so now that I got my current job.
Ooh, jumping ahead. We're good.
Yes. Sorry, I'm not trying to take too long. I know.
You're good.
No, but with this job, Zach has helped me. He's actually my job coach. I did a new position yesterday. I learned something totally different that was
Yeah.
outside the realm, I guess I would say, of my job description. So that was, not gonna lie, a little intimidating, but I had another gentleman there. He was real nice. He helped me, helped Zach help me.
Cool. Teamwork, man.
Yes. And then eventually there was another one. So I gave tickets to the people.
Oh, cool.
Tickets. And
Right.
no, it's not parking tickets. Unfortunately, I don't have that power. It was tickets to put in their on their dash when they go to
Oh, right,
get
when
parked.
Right.
Mhm.
The parking ticket for saying that I paid for parking.
Yes, yeah. So it wasn't a parking ticket.
Even though it's called a parking ticket.
Yeah, go figure. Anyway, I did that. Normally, though, I do janitorial. My job is oh gosh, now I'm blanking on my position name.
That's okay. Let's dig
yeah.
into this a little bit. So there's a couple
Sorry.
cool things here. Is one, Brennan asked for help, worked up, got a job that didn't really work out, and it was kind of a painful process, and kind of set him back a little ways. He had to build back up the internal courage, like Josh did, to say, "I'm ready to do this again." But then he went for that help. Went to Zach, got the help, worked through his challenges with the support of Zach and his peers and everyone else around him. The help is what got him to where he went for this other job, the job where he's at now, which is the Modesto Nuts. And he's got one job. Now, this is a cool thing about help and the fear that comes from getting a job and things like that, is he got hired to do one job. He's got a title, has to do janitorial work. And so in his mind, that's what I'm doing. But they came to him on opening night and said, "Oh, you're not going to do what we hired you for. We're going to have you do this other thing over here." It's not hard, but in his mind, oh crap, that's kind of scary, right?
It sure was.
Yeah.
It felt a little intimidating at first, but again, with all the help that I did have,
All the
it-
what?
all the help,
All the help.
I
Oh,
had
yeah.
multiple people help me.
See, and you didn't, this cool thing about help, sometimes you have to ask for it.
And
But
in
sometimes
this
it's
case,
just
I
there.
didn't. Yeah, it was just there. It was nice. It was like I didn't have to think too hard, and that
Mm-hmm.
what really helped me open up too as well, because when it comes to work related stuff, I am kind of shy. So getting out there and having help really did help. I mean, how else is it to say it? I mean,
There's
it
no
helps.
other way to say it. It helps. Yes,
does.
absolutely,
It does.
absolutely. Well, congratulations on the new start. You're going to do great. We all know it. And the help, again, one of the fears is, I'm just going to be out there alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm alone in this process
Right,
of finding a
right.
job. When I start, I'm going to be alone. But the cool part, especially for us, is we have job coaches.
Yes.
And that makes a huge difference because someone's there to kind of just be there to support
Your
sometimes.
job coach is there to help you help yourself in a way.
Absolutely.
I guess I don't really know else how to
Well,
put
just
that,
as some
but
kind of, it depends on
yeah.
the job, but it's
Yeah.
just having that person there to just kind of reassure you it's going to be okay, help solve problems and things like that. It's the help and the help and the help, and it just kind of builds on itself. I got to get to a couple questions, but Brandon, thanks very much for coming in, buddy.
Thanks.
Good to see you. Congratulations to
Thank
both
you.
these guys. Nice job, nice job. All right. So we focused on help constantly. I want to get back to a couple questions and go through some comments before we wrap up. Mo had a good question that has to do with help. He said, it's hard to find a job that fits your needs. This is important, especially for us. We're, in the population that we are, people with different types of disabilities and whatnot. Mo is in a wheelchair, and we work with a few folks that are in wheelchairs, and it can be a little bit more of a challenge. And you have to kind of dial in the job to the needs. Beyond just wheelchair or things like that, sometimes you have to play to your strengths and your abilities, and that might narrow your field of jobs you're looking for. This becomes even a more important time to ask for help, because as the field of jobs that you get to choose from narrows, there's questions and things involved that we have to work through in there. So, if there's too many examples that would kind of take too long, but the more narrow your search is, the more important it is to probably ask for help. It's not because it's not good, it's not because you're not good, it's just because it gets a little bit more difficult that way. Okay, so be sure to be asking for help the more narrow your focus is. If your focus is, I just want to work at Hot Topic, well, that's kind of different, right? That's okay. Well, if they're hiring, great. If they're not, there's not a ton we can do about that. But if it is, I only live in this small area where there's only these jobs and I only have this type of transportation. That's a narrower field. You're gonna need some help on that, okay? Make sense? All right, let me cruise through some comments as we're wrapping up here. I just wanna thank everybody. One, a lot of good comments in here. Conversations back and forth, questions being posed, really, really good job. All right, a lot of congratulations to the guys. Excellent work. Very nicely dressed. Nice. Okay, thank you guys for joining us for, what do we call this? What do we call this show? What do we call it? I forgot what we call it. We called it, oh wait, hold on. I got it right here. It's Job Hunt Live.
That's right.
So we'll have more stuff just very specific to the job hunt process. We'll learn more about some of the folks that have been successful here, working towards their goals here, and how we can help. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow on the live for Calamity Cooking. All right, the X in the top right there will do it. There we go. And one more end. And you got it.